we started out by asking a simple question, and that is, what are the factors that have the biggest influence on knowledge work? And when we did that piece of work, basically 6 things came back, but they were mostly about knowledge-based communities, because actually that's where most of the research had been done. So we thought, well, that's kind of interesting. So we kind of got a good handle on that. But then we started to think, well, actually, what about, knowledge workers are humans, and they have brains. So what are the things that have an impact upon the performance of the brain? Because if we can understand that, and we can get people, either to do the things or create the spaces and environments that will help the brain work better, and then we can do things that help communities work better, we're on a roll, seems to us. So we did those 2 pieces of work. And then the third one was really thinking about, well, today we know a lot of people are working remotely, and increasingly with technology like Zoom and Teams, whatever, more of that is going to happen. So what happens when you do that? What sort of things matter? So the third study we did was called Managing the Agile Workforce, and looked at all the research around the world in relation to things to do with that kind of model of working, and that brought forward some stuff as well. So now you've got how does the research that helps you understand how to get the most out of the brain, then research that helps you to get the most out of communities, and then research that helps you to get the most out of brains and communities when they're not all together. So you start to sort of begin to pull together quite an interesting picture, because these 3 studies they all have strands that are worked through them. So you start building a picture, and that's kind of led us into the world of neuroscience, really, because what's very clear in the end is that human brains are the currency of the future. I mean, you could argue it always was the case, but in fact now, I mean, you take a lot of the organizations right at the pinnacle of the knowledge work world, fundamentally they are the currency. They are what gets organizations into a place where they create great software or products or ad campaigns or whatever. And so there's an increasing level of sensitivity, I think, and interest from companies to say, well, how can we create the conditions under which people can flourish?